The lovely Joan Steffend. More on her new inspirational book, And She Sparkled. Showcase Minnesota starts right now.
Hey, and you mentioned And She Sparkled. The sparkling Joan Steffend is in the studio today. She will be here talking about her new little book, and it's about finding the joy in your life, and yeah, and it sparkles.
It does sparkle. It does sparkle.
Too.
Everyone
I said, I bet she'll have
Joan Steffend.
sparklies on, and I just saw her, and she did. She's sparkling herself.
Speaking of sparkle,
Still ahead, rediscovering the joy within. Television and radio host Joan Steffend tells us the story behind her new book, And She Sparkled. Welcome back. Our next guest was once a part of the KARE 11 family, and in our hearts, she still is. Former anchor and Emmy-winning reporter Joan Steffend has done it all, from inspiring homeowners to decorate on a budget to now inspiring readers to love themselves just as they are. And she does the latter with her latest book, which is her first book. I'm going to say that there's going to be more, And She Sparkled. We're very happy to have Joan with us this morning. Hi, Miss Joan.
It's so nice to see you.
It's nice to see you, and you are sparkling just a little bit.
Have to wear a little sparkle?
Yeah, I thought you might be. Before we jump into the book, I have to update everybody on what you're doing right now. How's it feel to be back in the studio?
Oh, it's so much fun. It's like old home week. I've been hugged more coming back to KARE 11 than I have in a long time, so it feels really good.
Yeah, you were here for how long?
I was here for 17 years total.
Very long time.
Yeah, all in the same seat.
And I know I hear you on FM 107.
Yep, we do 2 hours on Saturday.
Yes, giving great advice and having a good laugh with your cohorts on that show. What else are you up to these days?
You know what? The book is really mainstream, but I've got lots of dreams for my future. I'm going to say it out loud. I have a peace movement that I'm in the process of trying to sort out details and see how that can move along. So
well, you know,
I've got big ideas, big plans.
You never know. You heard it here first. And really, that's what the book is about. In a lot of ways, isn't it? About having dreams, losing them a little bit, and then finding that sparkle again, and finding those dreams again. Did you know that you had lost your sparkle?
No, I had no idea that, and I would have said that there was something wrong with me, that I couldn't engage with the success in my life. I think that's how I would have put it, because I could look with my head at the things that I had done and go, I should be really excited, but I couldn't find the connection to it, the ability to celebrate it for myself. Other people would say,
wow,
this is pretty
that's
cool.
Great. How cool. How'd you get that job? How'd you do that?
Yeah, and I could smile about it, but I couldn't smile inside about it somehow. And I had no idea what was going on. And so this was really the beginning of the process, was me writing my autobiography in under 40 pages.
Yeah. It's we call it an inspirational book because it doesn't say, you, Joan, did this or that or the other. No. It could apply to anybody doing a lot of things in their life. And you talk about starting out as a little girl and having the sparkle. And I see it, you see it in children, don't you? The joyfulness. My daughter's singing while she's doing homework. Yeah. She's twirling and dancing while she's thinking about spelling words. I mean, that's what we lose.
We lose it so easily, I think. But between the culture, between well-meaning parents, but the educational system, you need to fit into a box just a little bit more to make it easier to teach. I mean, you just learn what you can and can't do. Even just a well-meaning suggestion from somebody may stick with you for the rest of your life and keep you from believing in yourself. And so I think it's our job to peel back the layers over time and recover, that little girl.
Well, how did you go about it? How did you find that girl again? Because, well, like I say, and I've said before, and you mentioned, you do get guarded and you do start monitoring yourself and acting as you think you're supposed to act. So where'd you start? Besides writing, what'd you do?
That was huge for me. I have to say, I did a lot of exploring. I did a lot of reading and going to seminars and talking to people who I thought had the answer and kind of compiling my own list of what made sense for me. One of the first things, though, that really helped me out was taking a Myers-Briggs test.
Oh, really? What did it tell you about yourself?
It told me that I was the presence of some very interesting qualities rather than the lack of good qualities, which is how I was viewing myself, because I wasn't particularly organized. I wasn't science and math literate. I wasn't, you know, the get-her-done kind of gal. I was the dreamer. I was the encourager. I was the
personality,
cheerleader, but
smiler.
But it was, yeah, I loved to smile. But it wasn't. I always thought myself as the lack of something rather than the presence of something. So that kind of turned my ship around, and then I started exploring from there. And I am happier than I have ever been in my life. Really, I'm just so grateful to be where I am.
I said the other day, when Rob and I were saying, maybe it was yesterday, that you were going to be on the show and we were promoting it, and I said the best voice in television, the best pipes in TV.
Ah, thank you.
Belong to this woman right here. You could read the phone book and people would applaud because it sounds
would they pay,
so great.
though?
Yeah, well, that's the trick.
Yeah.
Getting the cash. We've got to run in a minute, but we're moving into the Christmas holidays. Tell me, you did 3 Christmases at the White House.
I did.
Was that so overwhelming, or was it actually fun once you got into it?
It was fun, but you know, when you're there, it was one of those situations where they guard you very carefully.
You did the tour of the White House decorations.
Yeah. Up until the last year, they guard you very carefully, and they don't let you go in a room by yourself. You can't sit down. You can't sit on the floor. You spend days, you know, the whole time kind of standing, not touching things. And yeah, but it was great. It's great to be in the presence of that history and just imagine what had happened in that place.
Yeah, and then letting us see it through your eyes. So it was really, really fun. I know you'll have continued success. You always have. And I'm glad to hear that you found your sparkle and you're very happy. I'm going to tell everybody how they can see you.
Oh, good. Too. Oh, good, because I'd love to chat with people.
Yeah, it's fun. If you want to meet Joan in person, she's hosting a number of upcoming book events. She's all over the place. Tonight she'll be at the Marsh in Minnetonka at 5 p.m. Then on Saturday she'll be at the Bachmans on Lindale, and that event starts at 3 p.m. You can find Joan Steffend's book, and She Sparkled, through bookstores everywhere.